In the early 1800s, the United States was still largely an agricultural nation, with most people living on farms or in small towns. Yet by the early 20th century, the United States had transformed into the most powerful industrial economy the world had ever seen. Factories, railroads, steel mills, and massive cities reshaped the nation's landscape and its role in global affairs. This dramatic transformation did not happen overnight, but rather through a combination of geography, innovation, labor, and opportunity. Understanding how the United States became the world's largest industrial nation helps explain its rise to global power. One of the most important factors behind American industrial growth was the nation's vast natural resources. The United States possessed enormous supplies of coal, iron ore, timber, oil, and fertile land. Coal-powered factories and railroads, while iron ore became the backbone of steel production. Rivers, lakes, and coastlines provided transportation routes that allowed raw materials to move easily to factories and markets. Unlike many European nations, the United States did not need to rely heavily on foreign resources. This abundance allowed American industries to expand rapidly and cheaply, giving them a strong competitive advantage. Industrial growth would not have been possible without a strong transportation network. During the 19th century, the United States built thousands of miles of canals, roads, and railroads. The Erie Canal connected the Atlantic Ocean to the Great Lakes, dramatically lowering transportation costs. Railroads soon followed, linking farms, mines, factories, and cities across the continent. By the late 1800s, the American railroad system was the largest in the world. This network allowed businesses to ship goods quickly, reach national markets, and operate on an unprecedented scale. Innovation played a critical role in American industrial success. Inventors such as Eli Whitney, Thomas Edison, and Alexander Graham Bell introduced technologies that increased productivity and efficiency. Whitney's idea of interchangeable parts revolutionized manufacturing by allowing mass production. Electric power transformed factories, making them faster, safer, and more reliable. American companies were quick to adopt new machines and production methods. This culture of innovation allowed industries to grow faster than those in many other nations. Industrial expansion required a massive workforce, and immigration helped supply it. Between the mid-1800s and early 1900s, millions of immigrants arrived in the United States from Europe and beyond. They worked in factories, mines, railroads, and construction, often under harsh and dangerous conditions. While labor was difficult and wages were low, the availability of workers allowed industries to expand rapidly. At the same time, workers' struggles led to labor unions and reforms that reshaped American society. The United States benefited from a strong financial system that supported industrial growth. Banks, investors, and stock markets provided capital to build factories, railroads, and new businesses. Entrepreneurs such as Andrew Carnegie, John D. Rockefeller, and J.P. Morgan built massive industrial empires. Carnegie dominated steel production, Rockefeller controlled oil refining, and Morgan financed major industrial projects. Although controversial, these industrial leaders helped create large-scale industries capable of competing globally. Government policies also played an important role in industrialization. Protective tariffs shielded American industries from foreign competition. Land grants encouraged railroad construction and Western expansion. Patent laws protected inventors and encouraged innovation. While the government generally followed a hands-off approach to business, its policies created an environment where industry could thrive. As American industries grew, they began to look beyond domestic markets. The United States expanded trade with Latin America, Asia, and Europe. Industrial power supported military strength, which in turn protected American economic interests abroad. By the early 20th century, American factories were producing more steel, coal, and manufactured goods than any other nation. The United States had become the world's leading industrial economy. The rise of the United States as the world's largest industrial nation was the result of many interconnected factors. Abundant resources, innovation, transportation, labor, capital, and government support all worked together. This transformation reshaped American society, created immense wealth, and also produced serious social challenges. By the early 1900s, the United States stood as an industrial giant whose influence would shape global history for generations to come.